The problem of drugs is rife in the British Army. I know that now because people tell me it is. Even when I was serving before 2005, when I left, you had your drug addicts who were sent to Catterick for rehabilitation, and you had your drug dealers. Now, sometimes they were dealt with and sometimes they weren't. Now, I don't know why some of them weren't. Either the top brass were, or in the regiments, were either scared of them or they were customers. That's the only reason I can come up with. And to be honest with you, I am quite shocked when I heard that it goes on in the SAS, the Special Air Service. Now, during my whole career, all 8 years of it, I met two members of the SAS. One was a guy from my regiment, a very nice, likeable, down-to-earth guy who made it through selection and got his beret. And the other was a bloke who taught us jungle warfare in Kenya. And I can remember after that bit of training, we got back to the bar and the warrant officers and sergeants' mess, they were quite literally up the guy's arse. It was embarrassing and cringy to watch. And I remember the look on the guy's face. He didn't want to be there, and these guys were treating him like some sort of celebrity, and he didn't want it. And to see our senior NCOs behave like that, it was rather embarrassing. Now, my only link to the SAS is that I delivered a Land Rover to Sterling Lines many, many years ago. Now, considering the SAS are all secretive and apparently they're the best special forces unit in the world, it's not really all that hush-hush. You don't really have to do selection to work with these guys. But it was in the news yesterday that two members of the SAS, including one of their wives, was arrested in a dawn raid conducted by both military and civil police. And this happened in a disused farmhouse in the middle of Herefordshire. And according to the press, they found Class A drugs. Now my question is this: what the hell are members of the SAS doing dealing drugs? Why have they turned to criminality? Because they get paid well, between 25,000 to 80,000 a year, which is slightly more than regulars. And to join the SAS, it's a massive privilege. You go through all that training. I think it's a year's worth of training, and you go through hell to earn that coveted beret. And it's a massive achievement because when you go through that training, you can be one of a handful who passes out of a course that started with hundreds. And they don't pick anyone to get into the SAS. You have to have certain qualities. And they're not big buff guys with big beards like you see with the United States Navy SEALs. The SAS are normal, day-to-day looking guys. You honestly wouldn't know if you bumped into them. But still, why throw all that away to just get involved in a criminal endeavour? And I'm strongly against drugs anyway. I was a prison officer for 11 years. I've seen the effects of drugs and the evils of drug dealing, because it quite literally ruins lives. But all we know is what I've told you, that two members of the SAS based at Sterling Lines in the village of Creedon Hill in Herefordshire, including a wife of one of them, has been arrested for dealing Class A drugs. And it's not good because the SAS are currently under investigation for alleged war crimes in, I think it's either Iraq or Afghanistan. And that's simply because of their high kill count. I mean, the special forces, for heaven's sake. This reminds me of the time during the Iranian embassy siege in the early 80s, when during the inquiry afterwards, one SAS trooper was asked why he put 60 rounds into one of the terrorists. And his reply was classic. I had a stoppage. But still, all joking aside, this is serious stuff. We expect better from the SAS, and we expect better from the British Army as a whole. Drugs is just disgusting. It needs to be stamped out. It needs to be wiped out of the British Armed Forces. It has no place amongst the cream of this generation who put their lives on the line to serve king and country. And those who do dabble in it, they deserve to be thrown out, and rightly so. And there we go. That's my video. I hope you like. Please let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next time, Roger Trout.